Catherine Goshen, a professional astrologer from the village of Nyack in New York State, and I'm passionate about in-depth astrology and getting to the heart of the matter. In this video, I want to talk about Leo 2021, and I suggest that you watch first your rising sign, then your sun sign, and then your moon sign in this video series. So Leo 2020 is behind us, and 2021 promises to be an incredibly active year for those of you with strong Leo placements. If you do have your charts, check them now to see if your ascendant or moon in Leo is between 6 or 13 degrees. And if you are Leo suns, those of you born from July 28th to August 6th are going to have the most active energy this year in your charts. However, for all Leos, there is a real energizing process that is taking place as you start off the year with Jupiter and Saturn in your 7th house of relationships. And you know that from December 21st, we had these two great planets enter the sign of Aquarius, where they will be in your 7th house for most of 2021. What does this mean for you, Leo? You get an opportunity to work not only on your intimate relationships with your partner, but also on your business partnerships and the way you put yourself out there in the world. Simultaneously, you have the planet Uranus, which you can see right here at the top of your chart, in the sign of Taurus, which is in your house of work, your vocation, your profession. And Uranus brings about change wherever it goes. And you have had Uranus in your house of work from 2019 around March, and it will be there all the way until 2026. This is bringing a revolutionary kind of energy to work, forcing you to change and to do things differently from how you've been doing them previous to 2019. So if you can sit back a moment, take that all in. Relationships and work, two of the major houses in the chart, are receiving strong energies from three of the most important planets. What this means is that you are going to be forced into being active this year and to making changes, both in relationships and at work. Always bear in mind when I give dates that it could also be a day or two on either side because of your time zone. And also bear in mind if you're not in a relationship, this is when you to think of how you relate to the outside world, and also to think of ways to expand your contact with others. Because our first house is very much about how we see ourselves and how the world sees us. Whereas the 7th house is how we put ourselves out into the world and how we relate to people who we are in intimate or close relationships with. And we should also remember that the effects of the coronavirus are long-lasting in terms of the great change they are bringing to our global culture. So while the virus is a thing in itself, astrology sees it more as the event which forces the world into change And that change is seen as a movement from a material or earth-based economy to a gradual shift towards an air-based or intellectual or technological-based economy. So this change is gradual. It's going to take place over years. And we already see the start of that with this shift of Saturn and Jupiter into Aquarius. So if you've had to make major adjustments in your business, Leo, from a more earth-based way of making a living to using technology in your business, I wouldn't be surprised. And 2021 is going to see so much more of that. And my wish for you is that you can be open to that and you can embrace it. Because with Jupiter in that 7th house for 2021, you will have a lot of advantages for putting yourself out there to the public. Saturn there will give you the staying power, but the rest is up to you. Planets don't do things. They lend us the energy. And if we are not open to receiving this energy and actually activating and acting on it, then major cycles can pass us by. So we need to be aware and we need to be incredibly perceptive about when are opportune times to make important moves in our lives. So let's look a little bit more in detail at the year for you, Leo, which kicks off on around January the 6th with the action planet in your house of work, where it will be for all of January and February. So you have an opportunity to start the year strong. No extended holidays for you. You also have your full moon on January 28th in your sign. And this is going to bring to fruition a cycle that you've been working on for a while. So take note carefully of what happens the week or two after that full moon at the end of January. And this will show the ending of some kind of cycle. And then you will beginning really to start 2021 off. The first 20 days of February will see a Mercury retrograde period in your 7th house of relationships. So we've already spoken about relationships. You can see it's your highlighted area, the balance between relationships and work. And this will give you an opportunity to closely examine a relationship that you are in and to decide whether it's really the best for you and how you want to move forward with that. If you are happy in your relationship, this is a great time for kicking back together and for trying to get to the bottom of those few things that make daily interaction between you and your partner not as smooth as it could be. You want to use that retrograde period to iron out any kinks so that you can move forward into March with a clear slate. Early March until the end of April, around the 23rd, is an excellent time for group and endeavors and for getting together with friends. Also, accolades or awards or money coming in from work is highlighted at this time. So while you might be having some group gatherings or reconnecting with an old organization that you're a member of, it's also a time to check out the books if you run your own business, and to also see how are you serving your community, how are you serving those groups that you care about? Is there a way that you could offer your services at this time? Because this would be very productive for you and very rewarding. After that, late April through May and into early June, the area of your chart is activated, which sees this being a good time for a retreat or for a more quieter time after the busy period that's gone before. I see you behind closed doors and taking care of those things from 2020, which were kind of shoved under the carpet. Now you'll have time in May to do that. And if you're just going about your ordinary business, this is a good time for routine energies. Possibly not the greatest time of year to initiate new projects. Leo, for late June and into July, this is going to be an excellent time for you. Vitality should be strong. You will have both Mars and Venus in your first house. So that's a wonderful time to get your hair done, to reinvigorate your lifestyle, go dancing, do something fun for yourself. The only caveat here is if you have Moon in Leo. Sometimes when Mars contacts the Moon, this can be a time to watch your energy levels. But for Leo Sun and Leo Rising, this is really a great time for your vitality and a time to be out there doing things, getting noticed, working hard. From the end of July through August, you know you will have the Sun in your sign. So happy birthday for that time. Always a special time of year because the Sun is your chart ruler. Your archetype is the Lord God Apollo, who is said to shine his light and vitality outwards. And that's what I wrote on the chart there, shine out into the world, Leo. Your talents, your gifts, your generous heart are so needed at this time. You have incredible ideas, and this is your year to put them out there. While the Sun is going through your first house, Mercury will also visit it. So you could be doing some trips at this time, short trips, long trips, traveling around finally. Maybe there is a break in the coronavirus, and I hope that you will be able to get out there at this time. You also have your special new moon for the year, and that takes place on August the 8th at 16 degrees of Leo. So you might want to check your charts and see if you have a planet near 16 degrees. And this is a wonderful time of year to set your intentions, to see where you want to be by your next birthday, 2022, and to take a moment to journal or connect with your wishes and to see how far you've come. Also in August and halfway through September, you'll have a lot of energy in your house of finances. So possibly you're going to spend some money on yourself, maybe go on a holiday. The other option is to get your finances in order. But what I'm seeing more of this year is that you actually choose to take some money and spend it on a holiday or something that you really deserve. And there's nothing wrong with that, Leo. Then from September 14 to the end of October, the focus shifts to communication. You will have two planets traveling through your house of communication. And one of them, Mercury, will have a retrograde period here, encouraging you to connect with brothers and sisters that you might not have seen for a while, to catch up with old friends through all the various means of communication that we have. And you'll really be at your tip-top form for communicating for part of this period. So if you have a business to promote through social media or advertising, October would be a good time for that. And generally catching up with old communication, things that you have put aside from earlier on in the year that you couldn't get to if you took a break over June and July. Now would be your time to catch up with all your forms of daily interaction, communication with others, and make that to-do list and get everything resolved. November is a high energy period for you, Leos. You have vitality usually when the sun is in Scorpio. So that whole period from late October to late November could see you running about and taking care of a lot of things to do with the home. This is your time to finish off old projects and for new beginnings too. You may even be moving house at this time, because with Saturn and Jupiter contacting that 7th house cusp of your solar house, there's a strong energy for a big transformation. Some of you may even be getting married this year, Leo, which is very exciting, as well as all the energy that is going on to transform your career. So November very much focused on the home, possibly with visiting elderly parents or parents that you haven't seen for a long time. A very good time for this. Hopefully Thanksgiving this year in the US will be a little bit more festive than 2020. So make every effort to beautify your home and to invite people into it. It will be a good time for this. There's energy in the 6th house of your chart, which is encouraging you to shift up your daily routine and to take care of health matters. Anything that you neglected in 2020, especially related to bones and teeth, will be important this year, Leo. So please get to the dentist at the end of the year. Do what you need to do. You'll feel so much better for doing that. And Leo, I think that's all that I have for you today. I wish you an incredibly wonderful, happy, prosperous, safe 2021. I wish you to make great strides in your work and that your relationship either grows in depth and wisdom, or that you meet that special person in your life who will keep you company through 2021 and beyond. If you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe. It helps me to grow my channel and to make these videos for you. And I'll see you next time.